Hello, Sophie. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm fine. Thank you so much. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for hopping on a call with me. So yeah, I kind of want to talk a bit about your experience in the program. So maybe for everyone watching, can you introduce yourself a little bit? Where are you from? What is it that you did before the program?
Sure. I'm Sophie. I am originally from the Netherlands,
Mhm.
and I've always worked in fashion, and I've studied fashion, so that's what I was doing before I joined the program. I was actually living in Munich,
Uh-huh.
working in
Yeah.
copywriting when I stumbled on the LLMP program. And now I moved back to the Netherlands. I quit my job, and I'm right
Woo!
back here on LLMP.
Awesome. Cool. So, before you joined the program, what were some things that you were struggling with?
Before I joined the what I was struggling with was basically my 9 to 5.
Mhm.
I never hated working in fashion at all. It's an industry that I love because it's super vibrant and it's never
Mhm.
boring. But it was mainly the corporate environment where I stumbled on that I didn't thrive in it. And it's
Yeah.
basically you're giving all in every day without recognition or feeling that you're making a difference. And when I looked at my team and I was thinking, okay, where do I want to be in 5 years, in 3 years? And they were like 3 to 5 years older than me.
Mhm.
And I got panic attacks thinking about just I don't want to be here in 3 years anymore. And maybe some people call it a sign or fate that I stumbled on the program and I just went
It's
all
meant to
in.
be. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's nice that you could kind of like turn it around because you are still able to work in fashion as your niche, but just kind of like in a different way. So, yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Mhm. So, since
It's
joining the program, what would you say is your biggest accomplishment? Or, um, yeah.
um well, there are a few, I think. I think personally, it all started when I joined the program, and then you really, really start not hating your job, but hating the
Mhm.
time you can spend on it. So every time I was at my job, my head was in the program. So I was working and going my day by day in a sort of an automatic pilot mode.
Mhm.
And then when I finally made that decision and trusted my intuition for the first time, um, I am very grateful for that I joined the program and I was able to make that decision. It was a huge decision. Like not everybody supports you, of course.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, that's also a
trusting
good
my
thing.
intuition on that personally, definitely. And yeah, I think also dedication. It's you're working maybe from 8 in the morning till 10 in the evening because you love it so much. And that's I'm like I'm spending all my energy in myself instead of a boardroom of directors that I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. You're working towards your own dreams. Awesome. And you
Exactly.
landed your first client recently?
Yes, I did. I did.
Yeah. Can you
It's
tell a little
also,
bit about that?
of course, I think also what I loved about the program is the structure.
Mhm.
I think it really provides a great step to achieve your goals for every week, for every month. And that's what I really, really enjoyed as well. And that also provides you the right resources and because you can get lost, right? When you're
Mhm.
online and you're like, there's so many people out there, you just get
Yeah.
lost in a maze full of education and to have those steps and those progresses and the right platforms and the right resources is where I land my first client.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So
Yeah, it's easy to get lost in the world of where there's like so many information out there, but most of the times there's like little pieces missing, right? So yeah, I'm glad to hear that that was helpful for you. So
mhm.
before joining the program, like what were you thinking when it came to investing into it? Like were you
Investing
scared
into
to
it.
invest or how did you feel about it?
Of course. I mean, I think it was my first big investment ever. It's probably, or a big purchase, you could say. And, you're working, you have your 9 to 5. Of course, it's a safety net. And I was glad I had savings already. And I don't know, it felt right. It was also a very comfortable environment, so that it didn't make me feel that I was, pressured into investing or anything. So that also made a huge impact for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's also important for us that you're like the right fit for the program, of course. Was there anything in specific that made you decide to like do it anyways?
I think it was also because when you go into the program, you learn, you get the story behind Jed, for example, the person behind the program. And I think maybe most people have it, but for me, it's when you can relate to someone's story or you sort of recognize yourself in it. I think that really is a huge impact on making that decision to join. Like I said, there's so many coaches and so many people out there, and most of them, you're like, oh, I'm sure they're great, but you don't really feel a personal connection to them.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe because she's also Dutch, I'm Dutch, that also helps. I don't know. But I don't know. I was very, very inspired by her story, and I was very relatable, and I recognized myself in a few things, and that really sort of pushed me over, I think. So
nice. Okay. Thank you for sharing. So, if there is someone watching right now who is deciding like whether or not they should join, what would you tell them?
Trust your gut, trust your intuition. Like if you know it's right, don't be afraid to invest, because of course people may get scared, or especially when you haven't done that before. I've gone through the same thing, but I mean, you get so much for it back. You get so much back for it. So just trust your feeling, trust your gut.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.